And on to the next repair, which we probably won't get anywhere with either. So current model President, he's come with a 3-year, 2 or 3 year warranty. I'm not how sure that works. And let's see how much of it they've sent. Right, we'll need to dream up a mic from somewhere. So we have a President Barry 2, and according to my notes, it's got no transmit. So once again, it's come with the side thumb screws, which we could do without coming in. Again, this is an end user. These are very easy not to go back. So we do like them to come with the mics when they're not that common a radio. It's alright when they're Cybernet and Uniden and Maxon and great, but when they're the newer sets, we haven't always got mics without getting our own sets out of storage, which of course is costly to us. So we'll get it powered up. So it's not a set that's likely to blow up, so we'll put the power supply on at full 13.8 volts at 1.6 amps and see if it powers up. And it does. Unlike a lot of modern sets, it starts off on channel 9. We'll put our signal generator on, and we'll put that on 27.79125. So we can see the signal, but presumably we have to plug a mic in to hear anything. So I'm going to have to do something about that. How many pins is it? 2, 4, 6 pin. Let's see if we've got anything or whether we're going to have to make up a mic. So we've got the previous Barry. It's not gone into storage yet, so let's hope it's a 6-pin mic. It is a 6-pin mic. I'll put that on one side. So we are receiving. And let's see where we're receiving down to. Of course, I've plunked the mic and switched the SINAD meter on. Picture in picture. So it's doing 0.55 microvolts for 12 dB SINAD. Excellent. Right, transmit. Turn the volume down. Oh, it is transmitting. Wallow. We're going to reset the signal, the thingy, because we've been on CPT. 1212. Don't think we've got any transmitted audio. Testing 1 2. Yep. Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. No transmitted audio. You wouldn't believe that, would we? That Midland 248 we're waiting for part for. Very low transmitted audio, and now this one, no transmitted audio. So I don't expect it's got public address. Yes, it has. Well, how do you access that then? In some menu. Oh, is it one of these that goes round sensibly? Let's have a look at what the frequency counter says. So that should be 27205 if it's AM. It's not transmitting. Oh, I'm not in the right mode. What am I on about? So we've got 2.9 watts on UK. We've got 2.8 watts on CPT AM, and we've got 2.8 watts on CPT FM. So it goes around the bands as it should do for a post 2014 UK set. So things we've got AM without faffing. Let's just see whether it's transmitting audio, in other words modulation, on AM. So switch equipment to AM, retune it. There we go. Retune for. We've got no audio on AM either. So unlike the Midland 248, where we've got a problem with the actual, seems with the varactor diode, this isn't actually transmitting any audio at all. Now, how do we access public address? Is it function? Don't know. I don't know what that logo means. I haven't got the foggiest. That's interesting. Will it hear me if I go into Vox? 1 2 1 2 testing 1 2 1 2. Well, it doesn't appear to do. Again, I don't know how it works. So I'm going to have to download and print off a copy of the instruction book, because I've got no idea how to work this, and I need to get this into public address, which it appears to have got, so I can actually hear if the audio is going through the preamplifiers, etc. So that's what I'll do. So with the manual printing in the background, it says press and hold the PTT and then press the mode button. Well, who'd have guessed that? Testing 1 2, testing 1 2, 1 2. So we've actually got nothing coming out of public address either. So I can hear it going click. Right, well, I think it's time to open it up. Could be something really stupid like the microphone wire on the whatever's the other side of the connector being disconnected. But it's the way to do these kind of things. If they've got public address, it makes fault finding so much easier, because if you get that to work, you've got a lot of the way to getting the radio working. Now, who would have guessed that way, though, of getting it into operation? Right, so unplug that. So it's on a ribbon cable. oh no, I'm telling you pork pies. Not on ribbon cable at all. The front board to the main board is on a ribbon cable, so of course that could be dirty. Or it could be a dry joint on the actual pins on the back, or it could be something complicated in electronics. So switch it off for now, and I'll change glasses. I'll put the soldering iron on. That's interesting, there's some resoldering on one of the pins. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll put it back into PA mode. And PTT. Wrong mode. There we go. We'll turn some volume up. And we'll see whether we can get a hum touching any of those pins. And the answer is no, we won't. Now that's it. So why am I getting radio now coming through the PA speaker? One, two, 1, 2. Now I've just got a click then. I'll turn the power off again, or turn the power supply off. I'll take out this ribbon cable. And we'll clean this with the fiberglass brush. And put it back again, with any luck. Trying to get my fingers down to unlatch. Not easy. Right, power it back up. And switch to PA once again. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. 1 2 1 2, testing 1 2. 1 2 1 2. There is a bit of something there. So that's CPT, that's UK. Switch my handheld back on. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2, testing 1 2. 1 2. Yeah, I think we'll be seeing if we can find a copy of the service manual and look at the circuits. I think the thing to do here, with the service manual in front of me, is to do a master reset. Because the audio is routed through electronically to various functions, it seems to me quite sensibly that we need to do a master reset. So how's that done? I think it's in the user manual, which I've left in the other room. Okay, reset. Turn on the power whilst pressing the emergency key. Press F to confirm. Okay, so now it's going to be on EU set of channels. It's just these, I think we all know how these processor control things can, shall we say, get the knickers in a twist. So let's see where we are now. I'll put it on channel 20 despite it being on CPT. Wallow, 1 2 1 2. Wallow, wallow. Well, would you believe that I've now got transmitted audio? Wallow, 1 2 1 2. Wallow. Doesn't look normal. Right, let's put it onto UK channels and then we'll listen to it. So to do that, turn it off, switch it on pressing the F key. Oh, so that's, and then press the up and down. So it's exactly the same procedure. No, that's not the same procedure. It was emergency before, wasn't it? UK, and then do what? Press the F button. That's it. Yeah, it was channel 9 before, wasn't it? So, UK, now we'll go to channel 20. And see whether we've actually got any transmitted audio. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Just make sure we're on the right set of frequencies. No, we're not. Needs to go to. It's difficult to tell. Is that the UK? Yes, it is. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Now that's interesting because we now got distorted audio. 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. So there is something wrong, but we didn't have that before. So let's go into PA. I expect it's just as crummy. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, well. Why did that make a difference then? What's happened to the radio for it to do this? All these questions and more will not be answered. So I should be able to inject a signal with my finger onto the mic input. So it's wanting a lot more audio than it is giving. So, mic switch. You know, you've got mic switch, mic amp. U301, U304. U304. U301. 301, 304. So 301, 304. Two tiny chips. And on the circuit diagram, 301, 304. So I think we need to check we've got 5 volts on B1, which is pin 1, and also pin 5. Because when you listen to that kind of audio, it's as if it's got a lack of power. I don't know why I'm bothering going any further with this, because we can't change those parts of the photo. I can promise you that. So, which is pin 1? Well, pin 1 on the tiny one he's not reading 5 volts. Now, is this a positive earth or what? Let's have a look. It is a negative earth, so there's no reason for it not to give me a reading. So you should have you should have 5 volts on pin 1 and 5 volts on pin 5. We've got 5 volts on pin 5. I was going to transmit. We haven't got 5 volts on pin 1. Why am I telling you there's 5 volts on pin 1? There isn't 5 volts on pin 1. My mistake, it's 5 volts on pin 5 and we've got that. So on the next chip, .304, isn't it? We should have looks like we should have a voltage on pin 1. Which we have, but it's not clear what that voltage should be. See where it is on pin 3. Nothing. Pin 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, not got anything there. So we've got 3 5-volt rails. We've got diode 103, 308 and 109. microphone goes in on pin 3 of that tiny chip there. Nope. And the output of that goes to pin 4. Let's try that again. No, I've got nothing there. And then looks like we've got the input on pin 2 of the next chip. Which I have got an effect from. And the output of that is on pin 1. Now that seems absolutely normal. Pin 7, I don't know whether that just does the Vox. Let's have a press. So we're certainly not getting that level of buzz from pin 2. Well, I'm going to pause the video and see whether I can see some microscopic dry joint down there. So here we are in Mr. Chippy's workshop with the video microscope. These, the format of these are like mobile phone type sizes, and as I said, really apart from the odd soldered joint, there's not a lot we can do. We certainly can't change any of these type of surface mount parts. That is the tiny one there and the tiny one there. We could do that one if that was faulty, but I don't think that is. So let's just get that fair and square where we want it. Yes, that's it. I'll show you the screen. I'll just zoom in on that. So the very small 6-pin device is that one. The very small 8-pin device is that one. And if we just move this across a bit, the one we would be able to change if it was faulty is this one. All the voltages read okay on that, but not so on these. So all I can do is check that, for example, if that's in camera, I think it is, that doesn't look the best of joints. Let's just move this in a bit. You start to look at defects like that. in reality, these are like 1mm by 2mm format. So anyway, I'll see what we can do about that. But this is the kind of trouble I need to go to before sending it back not repaired. I doubt that the service agent for President in the UK, I doubt that they can do this either. I just think they'd swap the set. Now, look at that. Is that a wire link that's been put in? It certainly looks it, doesn't it? Wow. What's that about? Anyway, we'll look at that in more detail. Right, I've done another master reset, having put it back on the bench and having removed that very, very small bit of copper, which I think is a bit of burr out of, it looks like it's a burr out of one of these shield plates, which has happened in manufacture. So, you know, back on this overhead camera, when we think that, and I'm going to change the glasses for the more powerful ones, these are like 1.1 by 2mm format devices, and I can't even remember which transistor it was. I think it was between there and there. You know, you just can't see with the naked eye, only under the microscope. So I've done a master reset. I've now agreed with PA working. Testing 1 2 1 2, testing 1 2 3 4 5. So miraculously it hasn't shorted the set to Kingdom Come. So we'll go back to ordinary CB. I suppose we have to press function and TX and mode, wasn't it? That's it. So we're now back in UK channels, channel 20. Let's have a listen on the monitor receiver. Testing 1 2 3 4 5. So we've now got transmitted audio. Now I can't show you any inset pictures. We've dismantled the cameras, and I know, you know, we're having to do these kind of things because of building work. Wallow. So I can tell you the deviation is now 1.5 kilohertz, which needs to come up. So did we make a note of? I can't remember where we are with this. It's been days. So transmit power, you'll have to take my word for it, is 3 watts exactly. Now I'm not allowed to tell you how this goes into service mode. It just may be that you can follow the steps without me saying anything. Obviously any service work has to be done into test instruments. So this is transmitted audio, transmitted modulation, deviation. So what frequency is it going to do this on? We'll key up and find out. So it does it on channel 20 CPT, which of course is really frustrating because I have to reset the test instruments. So I'm just tuning the deviation meter. Wallow. And how do we increase this? Oh, I should have done power first. So I think, do we do power from this one? We do. So 3.5 watts is top of the shop. It's a bit par for the course, isn't it, with modern sets? And then what do we do? Set the PO, turn off the signal of the modulation. In testing mode, select F2 and adjust the deviation. It says to 1.9 kilohertz. We want at least 2.2. Wallow. I'll try and use the little thing we've got. Just see where that is. Wallow, 1.7. Sugar. There we go. That's the maximum FF. Wallow, 1, 2 does 1.8. It's absolute maximum. Just to prove it, I'll just pop this down a long way. Whoa. Yeah, it's going down all right. So let's go back up to full. Wallow. I'm going to leave AM in its factory state. On second thoughts, we will just check it. Wallow. That's 90%. That doesn't need it. They always seem to get the AM right, but not the but not the FM. So the next one, what on earth's that? Looks to me like you've got to do this in AM. This is just so bizarre. So we have to select 27205 on the signal generator for channel 20 CPT. Oh, it's 27255. Right, so what is? So 100 microvolts. Is there. So how many bars is that supposed to show? 3 bar position. That's it. 3. What a faff. What on earth is S? Oh, it's software version 1.2. Right, well, we're there. So I'll just see if we turn it off and turn it back on again. We probably do. So we're on UK set of channels. We now need to retune the test set. And lo and behold, we've got S9 on 3 bars. And we can turn it to plus 30 and turn it down. Now the SINAD reading is 0.55 microvolts for 12 decibel SINAD. The radio on transmit is a whisker away from 4 watts. It's 3.8. Now it's cooled down. And the deviation in real life mode, oh, I'm going to have to reset the deviation meter, aren't I? Wallow, wallow, 1, 2, 1 is a full 2.5 peak. So there we are, we've cracked it. So we'll just have another listen on our monitor receiver. Testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In fact, we're going to have to turn down that deviation, it's just peaking, it's clipping. So when you're actually doing in the test, it's lower than it is on the UK channels. So once again, we'll see whether we can find our way into the menu. I've taken it down 10 from the top. We'll take it out of there, see whether that's got it how we want it. Oh, of course it doesn't default back to where it was. UK. Wallow. Still needs to come down a bit. F2, key up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So taking it now 20 down from the top. Take it out of that mode, back into CB mode, UK set of channels, wallow, 1, 2. It's now a bit too quiet. So I've gone and cocked it up, so key up, that and that, let go, doing something wrong. Right, key up and add 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. let go, reset, into UK mode. Oh, and select channel 20. Wall, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's 2.2. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. That's where we want it. So, no internal adjustments, just internal manufacturing error, which has found its way eventually across that and short-circuited it. The customer is very, very lucky that I've been able to spot that and that it didn't destroy the radio. Of course, this should have gone under warranty back to them, and I have no idea, of course, and that's the customer's business. Perhaps they bought it second hand. Must remember it's our mic. So with that, we'll pop the lid back on if we know where we plug the speaker in. With the pin, the whole pin assembly, that's why I'm confused. Right. Unplug the extension speaker and the PA speaker. And this isn't very smooth the way it turns because it's a digital attenuator. So you may not find you ever get the volume exactly how you want it. Let's see where the squelch is. So let's turn the squelch to full. The signal generator, 3 microvolts, 10 microvolts, 30 microvolts, 100 microvolts. I like it to open at 100 microvolts, but it's not adjustable. 300 microvolts, 1 millivolt, and at 3 millivolts it opens. So at least it does open at some point. Now on the, let's see the sensitivity bit. So we'll turn the signal generator to standby and turn the signal generator there. That's it. Set the squelch. Minimum threshold, switch the signal generator back on. It's parked at 0.3 of a microvolt. So we've got nothing coming in there. Let's see. So it comes in at 3 microvolts. Let's just get a better reading than that. No, oh yeah, 3 microvolts is there. Comes in actually at 1.4 microvolts. So it's not too scary. Now on the auto squelch, we'll set the signal generator back to standby. Once again, parked at 0.3 of a microvolt. Now in auto squelch, switch the signal generator back on. It nearly came in at 0.3, but it didn't quite. So let's just do a manual reading. It's 0.31 of a microvolt, so that's really sensitive. So that's fine. We'll probably use it on auto squelch when we're doing on the air test. So there we are. We've actually got it to work. I'm as amazed as you are. I think we've got a Sapphire X4000 next week, which is from a trade source and has been 80 channeled, and the trade source has modified it back to how it should be, so it's legal again. So it's 40 channel, and there are some issues. One of them's the squelch, so see what we can do with that. They're Savinet 134 based. I'll just pop this on the base aerial here, which I've said a million times is Antron 99. So sorry about no other cameras, but that's how it is at the moment. See if we can get any of that back on for Monday. So plug the radio into the aerial. And put it on channel 19. Somebody out there? Tell you what, I'll use the mic. Oh, just somebody talking there, wasn't there? Just, what a shame. And there's somebody talking there. It's Saturday morning, about 11 o'clock. As ever, people are just rabbiting on 19. 1 Anna, Roger. Okay. So we'll leave it at that. We'll do an on-the-air test later. And but I'm very pleased to have been able to sort that out for the customer, because it's a bit new to throw in the scrap bin and probably a bit too old to send back under warranty. So there you go. But it doesn't look good for sets like this. I'm going to put these side things back on because otherwise they will get missed off. We're still waiting for a part for that Midland 248. And there we have it. So thank you for watching the President Barry 2, which is a current model as far as I understand.